Royals 2 has been announced. Thank you. Dino kind of spilled the beans on our show last week.
Yeah, I did.
And then I was like, yes, he said it.
He's like, Salad's coming back
Yeah,
season 2.
yeah,
I love him.
exactly.
He's the greatest like self-pitcher ever.
I love him because he's just so easy and
He's
so
so
lovely.
warm.
What was that set like for you, and what was that experience like? Because I just feel like the camaraderie on the set, even when we did the interview, we missed you at that interview, by the way, which is why we're doing this one-on-one, by the way, because I was just like, what the hell?
I
But
was
she had to
so
leave that day.
bummed. I had to something else that night.
Yeah. So what was that?
That's a part of being a musician. I had music that night. I had
Yeah,
to
she has
leave.
2 jobs, guys. She was
Yeah.
working 2 jobs on that day. So what was that set like? And have you made any friends for life? Or can you?
Absolutely.
Or do you? Like, what have you noticed about the industry, really? Let's get that view.
Yeah, sure. I think there are 2 ways of working, and neither of them is better or worse than the other. I think there are true professionals who are there to clock in, do the job, and leave. And they're probably the easiest people to work with on set because they really truly believe in not wasting anyone's time. And I would say that is Ananya Panday. She comes on set, she knows her job, she knows her lines, and it's like a clock in, clock out for her. And then mentally she can be in her real world afterwards. Then you have situations which are closed sets, right? We had the luxury of clocking out because we were working in Bombay for Call Me Bay. Now 50 days in Rajasthan for Royals. You're going to make friends. You have to, otherwise it'll be too isolating.
Yeah.
And I was very lucky to have somebody as senior and respected as Bhumi waste her time, frankly, initially getting to know me so well.
So sweet.
And I think it made for such a natural friendship on screen. I think one of the most, powerful love stories in that series is our friendship. I firmly believe that's the real love story.
So true.
We have such a natural camaraderie on screen because she made sure we had it off screen.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
She really took all the steps needed because she knew that here's this kid who's a newcomer. And now we've put her on this set with me, Ishan, Zeenat Aman, Sakshi Tanwar, Dino Moria, all these people that she must have like grown up seeing and doesn't know how to be around.
Of course.
So she sensed, I think, my anxiety and my nervousness. Because I met her on set, on scene. I had never met her before.
Correct.
And I was thrown into this, like lion's den. And I was like, oh, okay.
Of course.
And she just took my hands and she was like, let's calmly just, run through our lines. First take, 2 takes, it didn't come out right. And she was like, let's just hop off. Let's discuss how you and I would naturally do this as friends. And then we got through this really, really great scene, which is the one where I'm like, dono ke saath, ek saath. That thing. And
at the bar.
And then I, after that day, we hung out that night. We went on a walk and she gave me this really beautiful like sermon on being in your 30s and why it's like the most powerful time for a woman, because in your 20s you're discovering yourself, and in the 30s you're laying the foundation for your life, and you just have more power, more agency, more money, more respect. And she's like, this is the beginning of the rest of your life. Amazing. So don't be afraid of the 30s, and really lean into all of these powerful moments and carve your path now, because you get your 20s to kind of fool around and do all the things and make all the mistakes, but now it's like you have the agency and you're in the room, so claim your 30s.
Amazing.
Yeah. And that was day 1 of meeting her.
Wow.
And what a foundation.
Head
I know. And like, what a foundation to set, and completely unsurprising of like such a powerful woman to have taken that time and been like, let me guide you a little bit.
That's lovely.
And then the next day I came on set, I was much more at ease.
Yeah, women love Lisa Mishra, by the way. Like whether it might be a Sonam or a Riya or a Bhumi. Have you ever been in a scene with an actor where you saw them act? And because, it would happen to me that I see somebody, I shared screen space with Ranveer Singh once on Gully Boy, and I was dumbfounded.
Oh, I know that moment.
Yeah. I was dumbfounded because I just saw him in action. And then, of course, I lost my cue. And then I had to be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'll do this again. But it's amazing to see people who take that craft to a different level. Have you been around somebody like that? Do you have a memory of that?
I think actually Bhumi and I have had tons of those throughout Royals, but she gets to share like lighter moments with me. So a lot of the heavier stuff is in scenes that I'm not a part of.
Yeah.
So I would actually say Ananya and I have a more emotional scene where I like bail her out when she gets caught shoplifting.
Yeah.
And she has this incredible ability, like I said, to switch on and off. And I mean, I'm so glad she's finally getting credit for that, and being recognized as like she is a good actor.
Yeah.
And you can only really get to see that when you're in person with her, because she'll be having a casual conversation with you, and then she goes and, like, she puts on the gliss and her eyes well up, and you feel like crying because you're like, oh wow, she's like very good at emoting pain, and in a very innocent and like young way. So I felt like very moved to be like, okay, like naturally it brought out my actor, because I was like, in this scene I have to be like the protective older sister, and it just came out of me.
Yeah.
Because she brought that out.
Of course. Of course.
So yeah, I think that scene where I have to bail her out is definitely the one, and I'm really glad like she's showing off her chops now.
It's so hard for people to cross over. Okay. And I'll tell you the one thing about the industry that I've learned is that if somebody's a singer, you stay a singer. If somebody's an actor, you stay an actor. Why are you becoming a singer? And because of that, I feel that the scrutiny on your performance is slightly higher.
Yeah.
And it's very easy to say, oh, she's a singer-songwriter, and oh, she's also acting.
Sometimes acts. Yeah.
Sometimes acts. Do you think that it's hard for you in the perception of this? How does it work? Like,
Definitely.
have you ever heard that from people saying that, oh, she's a singer, yeah?
I've heard many people ask me why. Like, why are you doing this? Or like, what's the reason? Like, you're in this space already, and like in my own friend circle, and I've been in like a genuine concerned way. I would just be like, don't do this. So many people who go down this path of influencer turned actor, musician turned actor, dancer turned actor. Why now? And I was like, okay, well, if I have an opportunity to do this and play characters that are not versions of me you've seen, then I am an actor. Like, I'm not going on screen and playing a musician until the time comes that I get an incredible musical.
Of course,
right?
yeah.
I would love to do like a
The
Star is
day.
Born,
Oh my
right? That would
God.
be fantastic.
Yeah.
So speaking
Are you
of
guys
persistence,
listening? Like,
yeah.
guys, please, like industry people, make movies like this.
Yeah.
We'd love to see real singers like Lady Gaga, man. Like, oh my God. that
Ariana
film.
and Wicked, Haley Steinfeld just now in Sinners.
Absolutely.
It's everywhere in the world.
And it's a tried and tested
Mook.
format.
Mook.
Yeah.
Lisa in Blackpink.
Of
She
course.
was in White Lotus and she killed it.
She was so good.
Yeah.
I just feel like give them the singer parts, but write the singer roles. And I think singer roles get written all the time because every movie is a musical.
Yeah.
It's the irony of it, right?
I was going to say that the two true people who've done this well are recently, obviously Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande, who are literally singing. And I mean, if you have the chops, fantastic. I would love to do a musical, like a true, real musical, and voice it and be the face of that as well. And I'm not saying you need to put me as like the face of this musical, but I want to be in a musical.
Absolutely. But why not face of the musical? Because
sure.
now, hello, she's doing a lot of mehnat and acting like nicely and
Yeah.
all. So just let me do this, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was the only thing, I got a lot of questions about like, why this? Like, why everyone wants to be an actor? And I was like, one, though, yeah, obviously there's this key down. Once you reach Mumbai, you get this energy. You're like, I want to do something.
Yeah.
But then I was like, no, Lisa, like, you've done theater before. You've done musical theater before. You've grown up seeing yourself entertain for the rest of your life. And this is a version of entertainment, but it's also a craft, right? So now don't be an influencer who came and, just did this little dubetka acting and then was like, okay, cool, I got my 5 seconds of fame. If I want to last, then I have to put a lot of work into it.
Correct.
Do your workshops, do theater in the meantime, refine your craft just as I would as a musician. If I just phoned it in and assumed I was a good musician and did a haphazard job on stage, obviously I would not be in a certain place right now. So the same thing, I'm just like, you know what, to anyone who's a naysayer, I will let the work speak for itself because I will make sure I put effort into everything I do.
And I'm going to do more.
Woo, woo, woo. And then I'm going to do a musical.
Yes, this is the energy.
Yes.
I love it.
We will speak it into existence.
I love it. I love this. Casual conversations is not very casual, as you can see, because we're talking work only. I want to ask you, what do you do? What do you
Remember what my therapist said?
Yeah, she's crazy, guys. Isko sirf kaam hi karna hai. You've just dropped a track which is so soulful. A video is going to come out very soon. Talk to us about making the video. Who did you make it with?
I made it with Anuj Samdani, who was our cinematographer, DOP for Call Me Bae. And I just knew when I had this song in my hands that I'm going to call Anuj and beg him to do me a favor because I can't afford him. Let's be real. And he was just so good about it. He's like, okay, for you, for this song.
Oh, how sweet.
Yeah.
How
And
sweet,
I was
yeah.
like, because his ability to work with light and lighting is so
It's
amazing.
so good, yeah.
So I was like, I want Anuj. And let's just see if he says yes. And we got a yes. And
we're going to watch the song, guys, very soon.
I know, it's
Next
so
week.
good. It's so good. And it's a very delicate love story. And I think, you know, it is a queer song. The lyrics are written by a girl to a girl. And and we've left the video fairly ambiguous. You can imagine it as like, maybe I'm singing to a version of myself, but there are two girls in this visual as well. And we hope that, like, you know, oh wow, yeah, we're leading into Pride Month.
Yeah.
And you know, we hope if someone in the community sees this song and finds their story in it and finds this helplessness and love towards their partner, I would love that. And even if you're not queer, it's just such a potent, beautiful love song. So I really,
so you can't
really
just talk
enjoyed
about
this.
it, man. You got to sing some for us.
Of course.
Please.
So we'll sing a little bit. बाहों में रहो तुम दुनिया की परवाह कहाँ रगों में मेरी तुम जन्मों से होना यहाँ दिल में जो छिपा है कह भी दो चल दो तुम जहाँ चलो धड़कनों में तुम ही रहो तेरी हूँ हर एक हाल में पास तेरे रहूं तेरी हूँ हर एक सांस में साथ तेरे रहूं हाँ.
Did you manage to sing the hardest part of the song? She did. She did, ladies and ladies.
I
Thank
still
you
have a
so
job
much.
tomorrow in the music
industry.
industry.
This is amazing. This is amazing. No, I love it. One of my favorite tracks that she's collaborated on has been Rider. And it's like one of my favorite songs all the time. It's on my playlist. I mean, it's just something that I absolutely love. And I think that your voice has that amazing quality, which is... I've only heard it in this sort of like international context because R&B is such an international style, you know. But I'm very curious to see how that translates into your Indian music. And I think you do a damn good job of it, yeah. No, I heard a little bit of that. That's what I'm saying.
I actually caught it when I was singing.
Yeah.
And
I was
like,
like,
that's very American.
she got it.